Hey, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Insider Live of eXp. I'll be your host today. My name is Frank Panunto with my co-host, Ms. Amy Weaver. Hi, Amy.
Hi, Frank. It's so nice to see you again on this Tuesday evening.
It's good to see you as well. Thank you for joining me again. I appreciate it. We got to admit, last week was pretty fun.
It was so fun. I stayed awake. I had energy. I drank a Diet Mountain Dew before. I forgot that this time, but I'm feeling pretty good.
Yeah, you have that IV of coffee going in your left arm. I understand all of that. I get it. I get it.
I
But
do.
welcome everybody, and what we do here on this live. This is live, by the way. This is live without a net. We're excited about that. And what we do here is just talk about all things eXp. So it's basically an explained version. It's very casual. So it's a live stream. If you guys have questions, you can certainly put your question in the chat, and we will address it as we go along. And we're excited that you joined us today. So thank you very much. This whole presentation isn't that long, guys. It's 30 or 40 minutes, depending on how many questions we have. But again, we're going to talk about just kind of a high level 30,000 foot view of why is everybody joining eXp?
What's the excitement all about right now? Because there is some excitement out there right now, Frank. Are you feeling it?
Oh, I'm feeling it. So in case anybody doesn't know out there, Amy is the Senior Vice President of Growth. She oversees the entire USA when it comes to growth. And I happen to be a part of her team, which I'm fortunate enough to do. So we talk to agents and teams and brokerages on a daily basis, all about eXp. And they're saying, hey, we're really thinking about moving over to you guys. And, we're just trying to find out some more information. So that's what we're going to do today. Let's kick it off, Amy. Let's talk about eXp Insider Live. Here we go.
I'm ready to go.
Kick us off.
Frank, eXp is the largest independent real estate brokerage on the planet. Glenn Sanford had this idea, which came to fruition, and he founded eXp in 2009. And look at that. We've taken off like a rocket. If you see that agent count trajectory there, all the way up to where we are now, right at 85,000 agents. We'll be over 100,000 agents soon, right, Frank?
Oh,
so the intention is to just keep growing with that same growth trajectory, and we're doing it every single day.
Yeah, and I think it's funny because a lot of people talk to us like, is it too late? Is it too late to get into eXp? Did I miss the whole wave and the excitement? I always tell people, are you kidding? We're just getting started. So, we will get to 500,000, and it'll be sooner than later. So, when you think about it, when we do hit that 100,000, 200,000, to look back and say, man, I was there when there was only 85,000 agents. That's going to be pretty cool. And we're definitely heading in that direction. We can feel it from all the activities that you and I have on a daily basis, along with Russ and Tony and our other regional directors. So, knowing that we have all that momentum going, it's exciting.
Yeah, and I want to give props to our fabulous CEO, Leo Pareja. When he became the CEO back about this time last year, I think it was April of 2024, we just really took on a whole new life as eXp, and the momentum that we're having now and some of the heavy hitters that we've brought on, it's an amazing time, and we're a productive group. So I'm excited about, again, all the energy that we're experiencing right now. The growth team is super committed to helping this pathway to continued growth. So excited about where we are and where we're going.
Yeah, so it's funny as you go into that slide, you bring up a point, Amy, that I think people need to understand out there. When you talk about Glenn and Leo, who was the number one agent for the brokerage he was at the time in the world, all the executive team, all the leadership in our level, everybody's a licensed real estate agent. And I think that is not something that you just brush over. It's important to understand that every single decision made at this company is made by a real estate agent for a real estate agent. And that matters. And I think that really lends as the absolute foundation and basis of our culture. When we think about, we talk about this all the time, how the word agent-centric is completely overused in our industry. Most people say it, but they can't really live it. And we do, and we live it on a daily basis.
We do. Absolutely. Frank, we lead the way by size, not just in 2023. We're going to update that, but also in 2024. There's an interesting statistic that you and I talked about today. Do you want to share that with the group?
Yeah, and this is really important because, I think there's this misconception out there that all eXp is all about recruiting. Recruit. It's a recruiting company. And it couldn't be farther from the truth. We're a production company. And the number you see here, that 355,000 from 2023, was the most homes sold by any independent brokerage in the world. And we surpassed that number in October this year. Final numbers will be in. We're going to update this, but we, again, were number one in the industry for independently owned brokerages in the world, which is saying something. So to your question, if you were to take our top 250 teams in our company, it would be the fourth or fifth largest brokerage in the country. Think about what I'm telling you. Our top 250 teams would be number 4, number 5 in the entire country if it was own brokerage. So what does that mean? It means a couple of things, Amy. One, we look at our production per agent. It's one of the highest in the industry. We're hovering right around 6 or 7 per agent. And you're talking about over 85,000 agents. We're not talking about 13 agents, right?
Right.
So when you think about that, it's phenomenal. When you look at the number of sales that we have, when you look at the level of production that we just talked about, it tells me 2 things. One, we have the best prepared agents in the industry. There's no question about it. Number 2, our platform works. A lot of people out there and they boasting about, oh, we have all these tools, but A, do people really use it? And B, does it really work? Well, here's proof in the pudding right here. And I think it's also important to note that just to make sure for those who aren't really familiar with us yet, we are not a franchise. No franchise. We are one brokerage. We are one single borderless brokerage, which also adds to, I think, the success of our agents.
Yeah, the collaboration is just incredible. And that's part of it, is that we're the one big brokerage. We are over 40,000 transactions a month right now on average, which is crazy, especially in this, this time that we're in where, a little bit different than it has been in the past. So, but there's still real estate transactions happening out there, and our agents are in the midst of them. And it's really important for us that we are the brokerage that leads in production, and that our agents are able to continue to put food on their table for their families. The families and our agents are very important to us, and that's why production is important. And we continue to give them training and assistance and tools and technology that are going to help them be able to increase their business or have the business the way that they choose to have it. So I'm super proud of everything that we're doing to support our agents in their businesses.
Yeah, and when you talk about supporters, we're moving on to the next slide. As you talk about support, think about this. You just said 40,000 transactions per month. So think about what kind of support that takes from an infrastructure perspective. So a lot of people wonder about, you guys are a cloud brokerage, and, I don't really see human beings, and I'm afraid that I'm not going to have the support I need. I'm afraid that I'm not going to, be in touch with people. You talk to more people in this platform than I ever did at a traditional brokerage. I can tell you that. And for a company to be able to process 40,000 transactions a month and get people paid on the same day, right? I mean, think about what that takes. And to know that we already have those systems in place is awesome.
We're operationally excellent. We have over 2,000 staff members that are ready, willing, and able, and excited about supporting our agents. The average time for our brokers to get back to an agent is, I think it's like 14 seconds. It's something incredible like that. When agents have questions and they go into the world, they can expect at a minimum less than 2 minutes usually to get in front of that broker and get an answer to their questions. That's incredible and unheard of, actually. So these are some accolades here that we like to brag a little. So you'll see us ranked number 1 in a couple of different spots. So we just wanted to brag on ourselves a little bit there, Frank.
Yeah, well, it's worth it. It's kind of cool. We talked about the top 250 already, which is awesome. So what's that mean to be cloud-based? And, for people they just can't wrap their head around it. It's very simple. You're going to go out there and do business as you do every single day. The difference is you're going to have 24/7 access to our entire platform. So when it comes to the tools that you need, when it comes to our forms, all our systems in our platform, it doesn't matter where you are on this planet, you're going to have access to it. When I say that honestly, because we're in 27 different countries, we're going to go to 40 different countries in the next 3 years. So to have access to everything you need to be successful and have access to the tools that you need to be efficient 24/7 is pretty awesome.
That is pretty awesome. And then we do have Regis office offices where, and I know I'm in here in Charlotte, we have 8 of them, where agents, if they want to go into like a more office environment, then we do have that. You get a membership to Regis office when you join eXp, but it's really cool that I can, have my computer and be able to talk to that broker or compliance or, a tech person right from my computer from anywhere in the world. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah, another tile that's here when you talk about that training and development that was down there as well. A lot of times we have 80 plus live trainings every single week. I mean, you think about that, it's crazy. And those trainings are taught by what we call our icon agents. So these are our top producing agents. So obviously they're doing something right and they're sharing their playbook with us, which is awesome. But when you think about that, what happens if you have a very busy day and in a traditional brokerage and there's a training going on down the street at some building and you missed it? Well, if you missed it, you missed it. Well, here that's not the case. We have all the live trainings that we also record. There's a whole library and index for you to tap into. And what I like to tell everybody is that we have everything, no matter where you are on your journey in real estate, whether you're a brand new agent or we have teams that do over $1 billion a year in sales, which is insane, and everything in between. So we have something for everybody. So whether you need help on tech, social media, lead gen, time management, whatever it may be, we have trainings for that. And it's available to everyone and it's free.
I'm happy you mentioned that the icon agents are the ones that lead that training, because what we want is the agents that are, in the battlefield. And, we talked about the importance that, our leadership they have all been real estate agents. It's also really important that when you're going into a training and learning, that you learn from someone that's actually out there doing the business and they know what they're talking, and not just doing the business, but doing the business at a really high level. I know sometimes the ones that end up training are the ones that have the time to do that. But here we reward our agents for being able to get in there and train and teach, and they love it. So it's a win-win for everyone.
Yeah, for sure. So here's the platform that we're talking about. So we do have a monthly fee. It's $85 a month. That's it. And for that little $85 coin, you can plug it right into this vending machine here, and you have access to all of this stuff that's included for the $85. I want to highlight just a few of them, Amy. So we look under the tech stack. Everybody gets a CISU account here. We just added that. It's unbelievable. Everybody gets a Canva Pro account. Everybody gets a SkySlope account, which is basically a virtual filing cabinet. That's where you upload all your forms so we can keep everything together. You get your My eXp app, which you can kind of follow everything that's going on in your business, which is tremendous when you're talking about caps and all this other stuff. When you get the lead gen, we have KV Core, which is our number one lead gen program that we have, which is great. I'm psyched about it, KV Core. Also, there's revenues program where we have referrals. I think it was over 40,000 referrals given last year, Amy?
44,000 again. Yes.
44,000. And it's
over $1.4 billion in business that we did just from passing referrals amongst our agents.
Yeah. In the time when they say the market's slowing, right? But we have over $1 billion worth of referrals going back and forth. Again, that just lends to the fact that us being a single brokerage without those walls really helps 10x people's business. So when you see all these things you have available to, and then we talked a little bit about eXp University. We have a program called Fast Start, which is free. That's probably a $800 to $1,000 program that you may see out there. We've actually made it way better, but that's a 6-week program that our agents can come into. It's free. They plug in 6 weeks, getting plugged into our platform to get them active and to get them selling right away.
Yeah, and one thing I want to say about that is, some of our early statistics. We just started this in August of last year, the Fast Cap, and when our agents come out of there, on average, they're having 4 contracts, and that's just incredible. Like the statistics. So if they're in there and they're doing the work, they're going to see results because it's getting them doing the activities that they need to do in order to get started with their business as quickly as possible. And so we've heard so much amazing things about the agents that have participated in Fast Cap and how they're able to get into production a lot faster. And that's important because the reason you get your real estate license is because you want to sell houses. So if you can plug into that, you can start selling houses faster, and that's going to mean money in your pocket faster. So we're excited about that.
And it's a tool a lot of team leaders using right now. So you and I have conversations every day. And, if you're a team leader and you have 5 agents on your team and things aren't just, moving at the speed that you like, if I can come to you and say, Amy, I have a program right now that if you were to plug those 5 agents in, we could probably get you somewhere between 20 and 30 transactions over the next 6 weeks to your team. Would that interest you? And we're going to do all the heavy lifting on that.
It's a game changer.
Yeah, it's a game changer.
Changer.
So for sure.
Yeah. Another thing that I want to highlight is Elevate Coaching. So that is an extra, but we have some of the top coaches that are a part of that. And we've got Brandon Bradingham, who's just phenomenal with
Awesome.
investments. And to have these agents be able to teach you for just a small amount of dollars every month. I had someone to text me today and said that they were in Renee Rodriguez Elevate Coaching. And I think it was like $97 a month. She's like, you will not believe the conversations that we're having in here. So that is above and beyond what we do. But if there's any interest, and then there's, the topics or the subject, of what they're teaching is vast. So you can plug in wherever your business, whatever your business need is at the moment. There's just whatever you're thinking or wherever you want to grow, there's going to be a place for you to plug in and learn more and be amongst other agents and connecting with other agents with the same mindset. So that's really exciting to me.
Yeah, it's awesome. And then, and that's not even talking about Team Leader Academy yet, where, we have people who, it's a 3-week program, but it's 6 sessions where we actually teach you the business of running a team, where you have business systems. It's a phenomenal program, and you get to mastermind with all the other people who are running businesses, in our company across the country. So there's all these different opportunities for everybody. Just got to plug in, and then support. I did want to touch on a couple of things real quickly here. Broker teams that we kind of touched on that earlier, but think about this: you have access to brokers from 7 o'clock in the morning to 7 o'clock at night, 7 days a week. I mean, talk about support. Right. I mean, think about the traditional brokerage.
Across the country, no matter what time zone you're in, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m.
with weekend coverage, which is crazy, right? I mean, I know I was in a traditional brokerage for many, many years. And after 5 o'clock, good luck getting your broker. Getting them on the weekend, good luck with that. To know that they have hours to support our agents is huge. So that's just a couple of things. We do have a broker team that all they do is focus on you, the agent. And then we have a separate compliance team to make sure that everything's correct within your file so that everybody stays out of trouble. So, when we talk about all these different things that we have to support the agents, I think it's unmatched.
Yeah. Again, operational excellence. That was very important to us. And, we've had some years now to figure things out. Thank goodness. There's always bumps in the road, but we're at a point now where, no one's ever perfect. There's a few wrinkles here and there, but we're getting pretty darn close, Frank. Like we are figuring things out. And if it's not figured out, then we're on a mission to figure it out. For everything we do, I know everyone says that they're the most agent-centric brokerage on the planet, but we don't just talk the talk, we walk the walk. Every meeting that we're in as executive leaders, we're always looking for how to make things better for the agent. So this just proves it once again. Transactions, can we talk about that again? On average, our agents are getting paid in 14 minutes. So you close your deal 14 minutes, like your money shows up in the bank. Like that's incredible. That's
totally incredible. And to your point, you talk about growing pains. If you don't have growing pains, that means you're not growing. So give me the pains. I'm okay with that because I know we'll fix it. And we have done that. It's funny. We do, like you said, we meet every Monday going over things. And, it's amazing the speed how corrections happen when it's your focus. And I can tell you, when it gets back to what I was saying before about every decision is made by an agent for an agent, we are hyper focused on making sure we get things as efficient as possible and as agent friendly as possible. So, and I'm proud of that. It's one of my, it's one of my favorite things about the company, quite honestly.
Me too. Absolutely. Also, we have some different divisions that we're awfully proud of. We have the luxury division, which was launched, a little over 2 years ago. It's probably almost 2.5 years now. We're over 1,700 agents strong in that. And it's a really big deal. We just acquired Lux VT, so they're a part of us. So some really great tools and masterminds and support within the luxury division, those agents are bragging left and right about how they are winning out over traditionally known luxury agents because of the tools and the resources that our luxury division provides. And then we have the commercial division, which seems to be improving every single day. We have CoStar, and the commercial agents are really loving that. So we even have healthcare. We have a healthcare solution. Again, the Regis offices. So lots of things there, Frank, for us to brag on, for our agents to be able to participate in and benefit from.
Yeah, I'll brag on the commercial too for one more second, because we talked about the top 250 teams.
Yes.
We have over 700 agents in our commercial division. If that was its own company, it'd be in the top 5 commercial companies in the United States. So, when you think about what we're doing on all different divisions, it's awesome. And we also have a military network, which is incredible. So I think we have all our bases covered, and we have something for everybody. It's good.
We do. It's good. All right. So if you look at how our compensation package, as Frank likes to refer to it as, we have an 80-20 commission split. So 80% to the agent, 20% to eXp, until you hit that $16,000 cap. So let's just say, Frank, we had a $10,000 commission check that comes in. $8,000 is going to go to the agent. $2,000 is going to go to eXp brokerage. So that's how that works. So that $2,000, if you divide that into that $16,000, that means in 8 transactions, you're going to cap. 8 transactions in this scenario that I just worked out, you're going to cap. Then you're going to earn 100% commission, just less a $250 transaction fee.
Less than one a month, and you're capping.
Right?
It's awesome.
It's awesome.
Yeah, it's more than that. So as we flip to the next slide, it's more than that, because you have an opportunity to actually earn more than 100%. I'm going to explain that to you. So we talked about the compensation package because there's multiple revenue stream opportunities here at eXp that we want to get into. So we explain that. Yeah, we'll go back to the next one in a second, Abe, but let me go through this. So she just talked about our very aggressive commission structure, which is great. But there's also company awarded stocks. What does that mean? It means the company's going to give you stock just for hitting certain production benchmarks that you would have done on a daily basis anyway. As an example, when you have your first closing every single year, you will get a $200 stock award just given to you by eXp. What does that mean? That means that your first close at eXp, you become an owner in the company. That's pretty cool. So again, that's a $200 stock award every single year when you have your first closing. Every year that you cap, you will get an additional $400 stock award.
Amazing.
So if in that scenario Amy gave us, 8 transactions, I would have gotten $600 worth of stock given to me. I would have gotten $200 for my first close, $400 for capping. Sweet. Do that for 5 years, 5 times $600. It's $3,000 worth of stock given to me. That's great. I'd much rather have that than a certificate or a hat or some kind of little banner. Give me something that gives me a true exit strategy, which is awesome. Mm-hmm. There's also another stock award that the company will give you. That's called our Icon Award. So if you look over in the third column there on the screen, you'll see Icon. What does that mean? We talked about it before, that they are our highest producing agents. Here's what happens. Once you cap and you get to 100%, your transaction fee will go to $250 per transaction. You're getting 100% commission, $250 per transaction. That $250 also caps at $5,000. So to put it in simple words so you're not confused, once you cap, if you were to do an additional 20 transactions, you would become an icon. 20 times $250 is $5,000. So in the scenario Amy gave you, if you were doing 28 transactions that year, you would have the opportunity to get that $16,000 back in the form of stock. Think about what I'm telling you. You got $200 for the first close, another $400 for the cap. Now we're talking about another $16,000 worth of stock for becoming an icon. $16,600 worth of stock. Do that 10 times. It's $166,000 worth of stock given to you. That's life-changing. So it all gets back to the foundation when we talked about being agent-centric. Glenn came up with a model that gives every single real estate agent the opportunity to have a true exit strategy, a true retirement fund, a true emergency fund, vacation fund, whatever it is you need for, you have the opportunity to do it for doing your everyday activities that you're going to do anyway. That to me is the epitome of agent centric. So those are what we would call company awarded stocks. Amy, do you want to talk about the agent equity program?
Sure. So if you guys, our agents can either, when they join, they either can opt in or opt out of the agent equity commission program. So what happens is when you have a commission check, we can take 5% of the net commission and we can then purchase stock at a 5% discount. So that's pretty cool because that, again, the compound effect of, you opting into the agent equity commission program and then being awarded the stocks that Frank just talked about in all the different ways. When you don't touch that and it compounds year over year, that's when you really do have a true exit strategy. So there's 5 different ways that we can earn stock and or with the agent commission program. So it's pretty exciting. And I think I told this story last week, but when I was doing my due diligence and looking into eXp, I talked to an agent about, the good, the bad, and the ugly. I was like, tell me all the things about eXp. And he told me everything. He didn't have anything bad to say, by the way. And the one thing that really stuck with me and that really honestly gave me goosebumps. I'm not even going to joke. Like it gave me the chills. He's like, Amy, he's like, I've been with this company ever how many years it was. I think it was two and a half years at that point. He said, I have over $250,000 in stock right now. He's like, and that changes my little girls' lives. And that's everything for me. So you really think about this can be not just for you, but for generations to come, this brokerage that Glenn created in 2009 is impacting lives for generations to come. It's pretty impressive.
Well, it's comforting too, because, we all work so hard. I am pro real estate agent and I will back every real estate agent. I don't care what company you're at, because I know how hard we work. And to know that you can actually build something and build an exit strategy, build a legacy. It's pretty cool. It's really, really cool. So, and even that with the agent equity program, I don't know why you wouldn't. Stock markets go up and down, but to know that you can make 5% of your money that day, I would take that all day long.
And you can that vest immediately. So you can have access to that the next day. If for some reason the stock doubled, you needed to get to it, there you go. That's yours to take out. So you're right. Like it's a sense of comfort and peace because I think I said this last time too, but we never go to a retirement party for real estate generally, right? Like they usually work until they can't anymore. But Glenn really thought of, something that the agents can do where they can build a true exit strategy. And that means the world for us that when our agents are able to see, most of our agents really have a large work ethic, but maybe you don't want to work as hard. Maybe you want to spend more time with the family or in some other passion. So the choice is yours. So you get to actually have a choice here, which is great.
Yeah. Let's go back to the previous slides. I want to make sure that we cover that.
Absolutely.
So just the cost, and it was my fault because I was jumping. Sorry, guys. So there was a $149 fee when you join eXp. That kind of gets everything processed. We'd already talked about the $85 a month cloud brokerage fee. That got you our entire platform. And that value is somewhere north of $50,000 just on that platform for only $85 a month. That's awesome. So before you cap, there is an $85 transaction fee. So that's broken up into 2 pieces. $25 of it is what we call our transaction review fee. That's to make sure, that's where our compliance team looks at everything to make sure all the T's are crossed, I's are dotted, and everybody's safe. So, to have them look at that for $25 to make sure you're covered is pretty cheap. And then the $60 is your risk management fee or E&O insurance. And that is charged per transaction. And that caps at $750. So once you've done enough transactions that you've hit $750, we don't pay it anymore. If you didn't get to that point, it just keeps going per transaction. So really minimal cost.
Yep, absolutely. Hey, I have a question in our YouTube link, so I want to answer that. The question was going back to when we were talking about commercial division, and it says, is there an additional cost for CoStar under the commercial division? And so you know what I did, Frank? I chatted Sean Murphy, our senior vice president of the commercial division, and he said, Amy, there's a $500 monthly cloud brokerage fee. It covers CoStar, built out with a CRM, Air CRE forms, Canberra, SkySlope commercial, and soon lead generation websites. Normally, CoStar would cost $500 a month by itself, so it includes all those things. So once again, quick answers. If you don't have an answer, I did know it was a $500, but I honestly didn't know that it covered all those other wonderful benefits that Sean just texted.
Yeah.
So.
And kudos to Sean. If any commercial people out there, you would want to reach out to Sean Murphy. He's awesome. He has really built that division up, and he's an unbelievable resource. So nice job, Sean.
And also, I have a comment that says from Mr. Caesar. He said, true. I think he's going back to saying how quickly our agents get paid when they have a closing. He says, pay is lightning fast. So, well, listen, you guys don't forget, send us questions. I'll give you a shout out. So, by the way, the commercial question was from Ian Gravier. Hopefully I said your name correctly, Ian. So, yeah. Good stuff.
Let's be honest, Amy. I mean, there's nothing more important to a real estate agent than having support and getting paid.
Right.
Nothing else is more important to them. So if somebody's money is being tied up for week after week after week after week, makes them very unhappy. If they need questions answered and they can't get to somebody, makes them very unhappy. One of the things I love about us, one of the many, is just you touched on it before, is how quickly you can reach out to somebody. We have what's called Workplace, which was built for us by Facebook. This is how we can connect with each other. You have access to everybody. And to know that I can go to anybody on the staff, send them a chat, and get a response like that, it's comforting. And it doesn't slow you down, which I think in today's world is really important.
It's really important. Speed is key here. So, all right, let's go over here. Frank, do you want to talk to them about revenue share a little bit?
Absolutely. So getting back to the compensation package, we talked about the multiple revenue stream opportunities. We talked about the really aggressive pro agent commission structure. We talked about the company awarded stocks that they give you just for doing certain production numbers. We talked about the agent equity program, which is another way to accumulate money. Now we're going to talk about revenue share. So again, 30,000 foot view. We're not going to get too deep in the weeds, but once you understand the basic concept, and this gets back to this, Amy, you guys are a recruiting company. Everybody has to do this. No, you do not. You don't have to do this. I don't understand why you wouldn't, because it's a great way to create more passive income. But in a nutshell, this is what it is. In Amy's example, the $10,000, $8,000 went to the agent, $2,000 went to eXp. That $2,000 is what we also refer to as company dollar. The company dollar is split in half. So we split the company dollar with the agents. Half of the company dollar will always go into the revenue share pool. So if you look at the circle on the right-hand side, we split it in half. So in her example, with $2,000, $1,000 would go to eXp to pay our bills and float the company. The other $1,000 would go into the revenue share pool. There's no magic hidden formulas that, would it work out this month, or, we weren't profitable. It has nothing to do with that. So 50% of the company dollar that comes in, 50 cents of every dollar that comes into eXp that we keep goes into the revenue share pool. That is unbelievable. And everybody has the opportunity to participate in that. So it goes 7 tiers deep. As you're building out your organization, you may tell a couple of people. I mean, it's funny. I mean, people are like, I don't want to recruit. Everybody I know that's in real estate, someone had brought them there. There's only a very small number of people who day one open their own company. It's just not the norm, right? Somebody brought you there. The difference between that and here is that you get compensated for it. We're all owners of this company. So if you help the company grow, you get compensated for it. And if I were to bring a couple of people on and they bring a couple of people on, it's just, that's the way it is. And people, the other thing out there that gets us our feathers a little ruffled is when people say, you're a pyramid. And I say, well, actually, it's a reverse. So when you look at, any of the traditional brokerages, you got the owner up top, and then you got your district managers, then all your managers, and the agents are on the bottom. The agents make all the money and it flows back up top. Last I checked, that's a pyramid. Where here, the money's going back to the agents. So, to have the opportunity to do that is huge. And I'll just say one more thing and I'll turn it over to you is, again, you don't have to do this. We have agents here that strictly focus on production, and that's great. We have agents here that strictly focus on attraction, and that's great. And we have agents that do both. That's great. It's whatever fits you. It's just another opportunity for you.
Yeah, we'll love you all the same either way. I would love for more agents to get excited about attraction because it's everything that you just said. When you have a cross sell with another agent, it's very likely that they're going to ask, hey, how do you like eXp? Like everyone's eXp curious. And so, it's just a matter of loving where you are. Look at all these amazing benefits that you get just by being an agent at eXp. If you're plugging in and you love the company the way we do, then you're going to want to shout it from the rooftops. And you don't have to go it alone. We have, an entire growth team that can help you with that. You can go to the agent who brought you in and the agent that brought them in and have a third party call validation. But but it's not a requirement. We love you all the same. If you just want to focus strictly on your business, or you want to bring an agent in here and there, it's completely up to you, and we support whatever business that you want to do.
And I want to add something though, because there's it's pretty awesome, guys. So the revenue share is cash. That is not stock. That is cash that is paid every single month. So usually I just got my notice today, actually, that I'm getting a deposit tomorrow. So usually comes out around the 20th of the month. But it's funny, there's a pay now aspect to it as well. So, which is cool. If you're going on vacation and you've got a couple $1,000s sitting in your revenue account, you can hit pay now. 30 minutes later, it's in your account. So that's real cash. And again, look, it could be $500, $600, $5,000, whatever the number is. It all matters, and it could be something that changes your life.
Even if it's covering like a utility payment every month, or a car payment, that makes a difference. It makes a difference when you have some cash coming in. So it is so exciting to be able to see when agents and their families can benefit from that. So we want you to benefit from it, but you don't have to. But if you want to, we have fast, how we had fast cap fast cap. We're building right now, Frank, fast attract. So we're going to have, a 6-week course where you can jump into and, learn more about eXp and, different scripts and dialogues when you talk to them. But more than anything, when you authentically love where you are and you feel like you're benefiting at the highest level, then that shines through, and everybody is going to want to know, like, why are you so happy and why are you doing all this business? So they're going to ask you. So we're going to prep you for being able to have those conversations. So I'm super excited about Fast Attract. It's coming soon to a theater near you. It should be.
Next slide real quick, and then I can tell them these are the different tiers we talked about and how it pays out. But let's get back to the very, very beginning when we talked about agent centric, and we talked about it all being about the agents. Last year, over $200 million were paid back to the agents in the form of revenue share. I'm going to say that again. Over $200 million was given back to the agents in the form of revenue share. That is real money. You got to wrap your head around that for a couple of minutes.
1 year, Frank.
1 year.
Just 1 year. I know. I'm just emphasizing, like, that was just in 1 year. Yes.
Well, then you think about it, right? So this always is kind of like when I'm trying to make my point to people about the whole pyramid thing.
That could have just gone straight to the top, to the guy who built it, right?
Not the model, right? So Glenn was quoted out there as saying it was always his vision that the agents would make more money than him. So think about that $200 million that really could have gone to the top. Like you said, it could be profit. That's not the model. The model is the agent share in this. So when you think about that, and when you think about why do agents share their playbook? Why is it so important that the collaboration is as strong as it is here? I've never seen anything like it. As an example, eXpCon, which is going to be coming up here in the fall. We have actually eXpCon Canada coming out in just a couple of weeks. But at eXpCon last year, over 100 breakout sessions, and it wasn't leadership. It wasn't us up there high-fiving each other and all that. It was agents sharing their playbook 100 times. So why is that? Why do they do that? Because we're one company. When one person wins, we all win. And I also think there's a misconception out there that the little guy can't make it here, and that's not true. That's not true. The path to success has already been made. All you have to do is get on it, and we have people pulling you up that path if you plug in. So that by far is my favorite part of this company.
Yeah, absolutely. And I love that we keep making things better. For our producers, we announced this at the last eXp Con that Frank was talking about in Miami, where we have all that great value and so many secrets to success that aren't secrets, like success shared. But we said, hey, if you're a capping agent, no matter if you cap at 16,000 or if you're on a team, if you're on a standard team and you cap at 8,000, or you're on a mega team, you cap at 4,000, we're going to open up all 5 levels of revenue share for you to enjoy fully 5 levels of revenue share. We're going to talk about a couple of things where we're not going to dive deep into it, but just know that if you want, we're at the end, we'll have a QR code. And if you want to dive a little bit deeper into any of the things that we talk about, or you're like, hey, that didn't quite make sense, we'll get into that. We can answer all these questions for you. So if you're capping agent, 5 levels for 13 months will be open. And if you're an icon agent, so that means all the things that Frank said. So you cap at 16,000 and then you contribute another $5,000 in cap transaction fees. Then we're going to open up all 7 levels of the tiers for revenue share and for 13 months. So that is a game changer for our producers. We wanted to make sure that our producers were getting rewarded for all their contribution and all their hard work. So we just made it a lot easier for you guys to earn a few extra dollars. So that's a game changer, Frank.
Absolutely incredible. Incredible.
Yeah, so incredible. And again, the rev share breakdown, this is a slide. You can access this slide very easily, and we will get that link to you guys. And then if the QR code, if you have more questions beyond what we're answering today, we're happy to dive into a deeper conversation with you. But basically, I'm just going to kind of dumb this down a little bit and not go too deep into it. For every level to be unlocked, you need a certain number of qualifying agents. Glenn made it easier. And about a year ago, he said, we're going to open up the first 3 levels and you don't need any qualifying agents. So amazing. So in order to get the full amount of revenue share, if you have anyone in levels 1, 2, and 3, you're going to get the full amount of revenue share. To dip fully into level 4, you need at least 5 qualifying agents. Frank, do you know what a qualifying agent is?
It's somebody who's sold a property in the last 6 months, I believe.
$5,000 in commission in a rolling 6 months. So yes, if they've sold a property, that should meet that requirement. So for level 4, you need 5 of those. For level 5, you need 10 of those. For level 6, you need 15. And to open up all 7 levels, then you need 30 frontline qualifying agents. Unless you're a capper, you're going to have 5 lines open. And if you're an icon agent, you're going to have the full 7 levels open. So it's amazing. Caesar's really liking our show, by the way. He says the stock has been a lifesaver, and he is an icon agent, 5 years with eXp, and he's in Houston, Texas. And we're excited that you love eXp, Caesar, and we're excited that you're here watching us.
Well, think about that, 5 years, that's over $80,000 worth of stock that he's earned that the company gave him. That's life-changing. That's life-changing.
Shout out to Elizabeth Riley, who's been a 10-time icon agent, and that's just incredible. She's been with us 10 years. She has over 10,000 agents in her organization, and she's a 10-time icon agent. So incredible.
Yeah, she's a Wonder Woman. Unbelievable.
She is.
So having community outreach is very important to us. We have a bunch of different groups that we support. As most recently, and I talked about last week, was all the devastation going out in California with the fires. Now we have stuff in Long Island and New York going on. So we do rally when there's a need. We certainly rally as a company, and it's very important to us that we give back to the community, not only just our agents who are in need, but also the community who's in need. So reaching out and being a part of all of that is absolutely part of the fabric of our culture.
I love that. And even and when we had some flooding and devastation in the Carolinas and also in Tennessee, a little bit into Georgia, we had agents that were literally organizing helicopters going in and delivering food and water to those individuals that were stranded, and we had agents that were boots on the ground. They wanted to like go and get into some labor. So it's not just with our pocketbooks, but with our physical labor and sweat that we go and support the agents that are a part of us. Again, the agents are our families, and we treat them like family here. And so super proud of that. And it's just heartwarming.
Yeah, for sure.
Frank, we have 24/7 support, the Expert Care Hub, which is crazy. And these guys are there to answer questions for you. And if they can't, for some reason, answer a question, they're going to direct you to where it needs to go. Just be able to get a live human and to be able to ask questions is just an incredible experience. And again, something that we're super proud of, because we know that, agents, stuff happens, all throughout the day. And oftentimes we're working where it's not convenient to be able to call a broker, but we do have expert care there to help answer questions and to guide these agents in the right direction.
Well, it all comes back to the agent comes first, right? So, this was, as we meet and we have our, how do we make it better? How do we make it better? This is what came out of it, right? What agents need 24/7 access to somebody, whether they're having a tech issue, whether they're having, whatever. Having that's awesome. If you look at the bottom line there, English, Spanish, and French. So being that we're international, we've got most of it covered, right?
Yeah.
So just to know that, again, if there's ever any question about, well, I'm afraid that you guys are cloud-based, I'm going to be on an island by myself. It's the complete opposite. It's the complete opposite. Agents come first. You have access to everybody on the staff. You have access 24/7 to a support desk. Whatever you need, we're here for you.
Yeah, that is so true. It's the opposite of an island. All you have to do is make sure that you plug in and that you reach out to us. If you're reaching out to the expert care desk, to the brokers, to the compliance team, the growth team, the finance team, like we're gonna reach back out to you. You're gonna get an answer. We're not gonna leave you out there on your own. So Frank, I think we're done.
That's it. That's all the questions we had today, huh? Well,
Yeah,
Amy,
that's all
thank
the
you again.
questions we had.
Well, thank you again so much for joining me. I enjoyed it. And thank you, everybody, and everybody who was watching today. Hey, we love this company, and we don't want to make it sound salesy, but it's a game changer, and it's family, and it's just I've never experienced anything like it. I'm 31 years in the business, and it's the greatest thing I've ever stepped into. So it's really comforting for me to know that I've reached my final destination in my journey. This is it for me. I'm not going anywhere. I love it. I love the people. Amy, I love working with you every day. It's the greatest.
I'm so glad you're not going anywhere, because I would cry a whole lot. But yeah, I share your sentiments. And I've been at eXp. I said this this is my 4th year. This month makes 4 years for me. So it's flown by in so many ways, but I'm just so excited about where we are right now. I feel like it's the best it's ever been, and we're going to just continue to get better. So if you want to connect with someone from eXp, or if you want to talk to us as a growth team, reach out. We're on Work Chat. That's the best way to get in touch with us. And then if you scan this QR code, then someone will reach out to you if you have questions about eXp. So thank you, Mr. Panunto. It's been my pleasure.
Thank you. Mine as well. Thank you, everyone. Have a great week.
Thank you. Have a great week.